Have you ever heard a story so strange, so chilling, that it makes you question everything you thought you knew about life and death? Well, get ready, because today's story is one for the books. It starts in a quiet town morgue, a place usually defined by its stillness and silence. But one day, that silence was shattered by an event that still baffles investigators and locals alike. Our story centers around a man whose body was brought to the morgue after being discovered in a remote, abandoned cabin. He had no identification, no wallet, nothing to tell the world who he was. He was just another John Doe, destined to become a forgotten statistic. Days turned into weeks, and still no one came forward to claim him. No frantic family, no concerned friends. It was as if he had simply appeared out of thin air, only to vanish just as mysteriously. The morgue staff, accustomed to the grim routines of their profession, went about their duties. The lead pathologist, Dr. Alistair Finch, performed the autopsy. The cause of death was determined to be natural causes, a simple heart failure. There was no foul play, nothing to suggest a crime. The case was straightforward, at least medically. The man's file was placed in a cabinet, and his body was stored in one of the refrigerated drawers, waiting for an identity that seemed like it would never come. The weeks stretched into a month. The unclaimed man became a quiet fixture in the morgue, a silent resident of drawer number 7. The staff barely gave him a second thought anymore. He was just part of the inventory. The cleaner, a man named Arthur, who had worked there for 20 years, would polish the stainless steel doors each night, his movements practiced and automatic. He'd seen it all, or so he thought. One Tuesday evening, something was different. Arthur was feeling unwell, distracted by a nagging cough. He rushed through his duties, eager to get home. He wiped down the surfaces, mopped the floors, and gave the refrigerated units their customary polish. But in his haste, he made a small, seemingly insignificant error. He forgot to properly latch the lock on drawer number 7. It was a simple oversight, a click he didn't hear, a detail lost in his hurry to leave. He turned off the lights, locked the main door behind him, and headed out into the cold night, completely unaware of the chain of events he had just set in motion. The next morning, the morgue buzzed with its usual quiet activity. A junior technician, a young woman named Clara, was tasked with retrieving some files. Her path took her past the storage units. As she walked by, she noticed something odd. The door to drawer number 7 was slightly ajar. A cold sliver of air was escaping from the gap. Frowning, Clara thought it was strange. Maybe Arthur had just been careless. She pulled the handle to slide the drawer back in and secure it, but it wouldn't budge. It felt light, unnervingly light. Her heart started to pound. With a deep breath, she pulled the drawer all the way out. Her breath caught in her throat, and a gasp escaped her lips. The drawer was empty. The gurney was bare. The body of the unclaimed man was gone. Panic erupted. Dr. Finch was called immediately. Security was alerted. The entire facility was locked down. How could a body just vanish from a secure morgue? They checked the security cameras. The footage from the main hallways and entrances showed nothing. No unauthorized entry, no one leaving with a gurney. It was impossible. Dr. Finch, a man of science and logic, was at a complete loss. He triple-checked the logs. The man was checked in. He was never checked out. He had simply disappeared. The police were called in, led by a skeptical Detective Harding. He'd seen his share of bizarre cases, but this was a new one. A walking corpse? Are we serious? He scoffed. He suspected an inside job, a prank, or something far more sinister. His team scoured every inch of the morgue. They questioned Arthur, who swore he had done his job as usual, though he couldn't shake the feeling he'd forgotten something. They questioned every staff member. No one knew anything. The search expanded to the hospital grounds. As the morning sun melted the light frost on the pavement, a security guard on patrol noticed something that made his blood run cold. Just outside the morgue's back entrance, an exit used only for waste disposal, were footprints. But these weren't just any footprints. They were the distinct, unmistakable prints of bare feet, pressed into the damp soil of a small flower bed bordering the asphalt. Detective Harding and Dr. Finch rushed to the scene. There they were, clear as day. A single set of bare footprints leading away from the morgue and stopping abruptly at the edge of the parking lot. It was as if whoever made them had simply vanished into thin air right there. Harding ordered casts to be made immediately. The prints were from an adult male, matching the approximate size of the missing John Doe. The absurdity of the situation was overwhelming. Was it possible that the man, pronounced dead a month ago, had simply woken up, gotten dressed, though his clothes were still in storage, and walked out? Dr. Finch vehemently denied it. "I performed the autopsy myself," he insisted. "The man was deceased. There is no medical or scientific explanation for this. None." The news, as it always does in small towns, spread like wildfire. The story of the walking dead man became local legend overnight. People whispered about it in coffee shops and bars. Was it a miracle? A ghost? Some elaborate hoax? The press had a field day, dubbing him the Morgue Phantom. The town was gripped by a mixture of fear and fascination. Days turned into weeks, and the mystery only deepened. The police investigation hit a dead end. The footprints led nowhere. The security footage yielded no clues. There were no sightings of a man wandering around barefoot. John Doe had vanished from the world once, and now he had vanished from death itself. Dr. Finch was haunted by the event. He reread his autopsy report 100 times, searching for any mistake, any sign he might have missed. But there was nothing. Arthur, the cleaner, quit his job, too spooked to return to the place where the impossible had happened. The morgue was never quite the same. An unspoken tension hung in the air, and every staff member couldn't help but glance at drawer number 7, now permanently sealed as they passed. To this day, the case of the missing corpse remains unsolved. It's an official anomaly, a file collecting dust in a cabinet marked unexplained. What happened to the man in drawer number 7? Did a grieving, unknown family member orchestrate a highly sophisticated theft to give him a private burial? Was it the most elaborate prank in the town's history? Or, as the hushed whispers still suggest, did something truly inexplicable occur that night? Did a man, dead to the world, simply get up and walk away, leaving behind only a set of footprints as proof of his impossible journey? We may never know the answer. The story serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes there are things that happen in this world that defy all logic and explanation. It makes you wonder what other secrets are hidden in the quietest of places. What do you think happened? Let me know your wildest theories in the comments below. And if you enjoy stories that blur the line between the real and the impossible, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what we explore next. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.